So a lot of people, for example, they get a moment of religious concern. So what do? Let's say someone's kind of wealthy. So in a moment of religious concern, they say, I'll build a masjid. But they might still not pray themselves. Okay? So it happened, one of the very notable scholars, as part of the Seekers faculty in Istanbul, Shaykh Faraz Rabbani, mentioned about his father, one of the distinguished scholars of Damascus, who mentioned that right by the University of Damascus, there was this plot of land that opened up. And they wanted to buy it to establish a masjid. Because due to all the post-colonial influence, and there was a militant secularism governing a lot of Muslim countries, amongst them Syria. And we still see the effects of that. So there was no place to pray by the University of Damascus. And you couldn't pray inside the university either. So they wanted to build this place up. But someone had to buy it. So this lady came to the Shaykh, and these were tough times in the Muslim world, right? Probably in the 50s, thereabouts. Very tough times. This lady came, not dressed in hijab, and said, Shaykh, I want to buy this property to establish this mosque. And I said, to pay for it fully. So Shaykh Muhammad Awad said, Bismillah. Said, but could you come to our house? Just imagine, in very conservative Syrian society, to invite a woman who's not wearing hijab to your house. And so she went and sat on the lady side of the living room. And he thanked her and told her of the great rewards of building a mosque for the sake of Allah. But he said, something that would even be more beloved to me than you doing this. He said, what? He said, if you put on the hijab. You start wearing hijab. He said, why? He said, because on the day of judgment, if you didn't build the masjid, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wouldn't ask you about it. But this, my dear sister, Allah would ask you about. So you begin with what Allah would ask you about. But very often, we pay attention to these forms. Right? That we want to get the most amazing qari. But will you pray on your wedding night? Right? Like, which is more important? You don't even have to have Quran recitation at your wedding. It's good. Sunnah on important occasions that we said, okay, we need to do all these religious functions. We want a munshid there, this and that, with other things. But what about just avoiding the impermissible elements?
La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah.